this for such a long period of time that much is going to happen. I think I am going to go a little bit closer to here though. You guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the can out, and there's going to be some bees on it, and then I'm going to take the queen cage out, and you'll see, you know, her attendant bees are going to be on there, and I'm going to brush those off, and I'm going to put her in my pocket. And then I'm going to dump the bees in here. And you don't have to, I was also taught, you know, to bang it around. You don't need to do that. So sugar syrup. It's not dry, so that's good. Good type food. When I flip these, I like to flip it with the back of my fingers. You don't ever really want to brush them. A natural flick, they don't really seem to mind at all. Oh, we got a marked queen. That's the queen.
Hi, Queen. Did we name her yet? No,
I
huh?
haven't.
Do you name your queens usually?
I haven't.
That little white spot.
But I'm open to a name if you guys want to name her.
Mm.
These guys came from a company called Bee's Knees this morning.
That white spot, somebody placed it on there.
Yeah. Just kind of makes it easier to spot her. They don't usually see them on. She's alive, that's good.
I love that part. I shake them out.
There you go.
Wow.
So are bees pretty strong? Like, do they have pretty, like, durable bodies?
I think so, for their size. I think so. It's amazing what you can put them through.
Yeah.
When I check for mites, I put them, what I do is I take, I'm going to put them here so I can start kind of sniffing out their entrance, and then I'm going to shake again. Originally I was taught, and if you watch YouTube videos, they'll be like, just go ahead and whack it and smack it, and you just do it a couple of times, because after you start shaking, they hang on to the screen really tightly. You just give them a break to let go and do it again. It's not quite so traumatic. You can look in here, it's kind of cool. That's bees.
How do the other colonies? So there's 2 other colonies in here?
This is one. So one stack, one hive is one colony.
Do they mind at all? Like, how do the hives interact with each other?
These guys, they don't really seem to interact with each other much at all. The risk I have today, sometimes packages will combine with each other, you know, because these guys don't know each other all that well. This hive doesn't have much in it going for them. You know, there's no honey, it's not drawn out. There's no larvae or eggs. They don't know their queen very well. But if they happen to go in here, it's like, food is everywhere. This queen knows what she's doing. There's babies to take care of. So sometimes you will run into them going to the hive next door. But I'm going to give them lots of syrup today to make them happy. And we have this good smelling old comb. Hopefully they'll want to stay here.
So in the wild, will bees looking for a new hive start one and where an old hive used to be?
They
Or is
could.
that they could?
They could, yeah. Yeah, that would make life easier for them.
Although that raises the question, why is there not a hive there anymore?
Yeah.
Almost done.
This part would be a lot easier. I love this. Fibers go.
Right at your foot.
There we go. And of course, you always want to put the cage in so that these have access to the screen. If I was to put her in like this, she'd be a goner because they wouldn't be able to be here. She'd be pressed up against the frame. And there's lots of different theories. It's funny how big of a deal it is to everybody, like whether or not to put the plug down or the plug up. I prefer plug down. So when the queen comes out, she just walks out onto the frame. If there were attendants, like sometimes you get the queen where there is attendant bees inside the cage, then you'd want to do plug up, so if an attendant dies, they're not blocking the exit. I like to have a little bit of honeycomb to squish it into just kind of hold it in place. It's funny, they all went straight to the honey.
Does placement within the box matter here?
I usually try to stick her in the middle. Really for no other reason than it's usually in the middle of the hive that they lay most of their eggs. You usually see the brood, brood being, pupa, larvae, and eggs in the middle, and then the honey is more towards the outside. Queen prefers the middle. And if there is extra space, because this comb is very drawn out, I have it on the edges. Okay, that's that.
Do you want to get the others out of the box still?
Oh, yeah.
How long before you're reasonably sure that this new swarm is going to stay?
Sorry?
How long before you're reasonably sure that this swarm will stay here?
Will stay?
Yeah.
24 hours.
Right, okay.
Maybe even if I have to go to work. If I didn't have to, I'd probably come back in the afternoon and be like, "You all still there?" Okay, good. That's good. And I'll leave this box in here so that whoever's left.
Didn't miss the bus.
I'm really curious about the process of cleaning. Because like you threw a bunch of dead bees now in there too. And, like, so they have to clean out the moldy stuff, make a new hive, and like do something with all the
They'll throw the dead bees out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just like toss them on the ground.
Yep.
Oh.
If you come by a hive in the fall, they kick all the drones out because the drones roll us over. They're done breeding. And the drones are just kind of dead weight and eat their food. So they harm the hive essentially over winter by not contributing. So in the fall, the poor drones, they're like 3 worker bees pulling a drone out of the hive, like Get out. And then you see them at the entrance. I like these kinds of cans. The screen is really good. Sometimes you get a can that's just like this and there's a hole and it's full of drowning bees. This is just a mixture of sugar and water to get them by until they make honey. You want to start like early in the season. They say to do a 1-to-1 combination. The more dilute syrup somehow stimulates them to draw out comb. And then later in the season, you want to do a 2-to-1, 2 parts sugar to 1 part water. And that's just that's more of a, we utilize that to store honey for the winter.
What kind of sugar do you give them?
I just do white sugar. It's funny, I was doing all organic, but the organic sugar doesn't dissolve as well as the cheap white granulated stuff, and it was crystallizing on me.
Huh.
So it's just the cheap sugar. Look at the lid. These guys have a lot of food.
Was that the glue that just?
Sorry?
Was that the glue that
Yeah,
just
that's
made that kind
propolis.
of?
And this is totally glued down. I'll worry about that later. Store this in here for later.
And they immediately start to work to like make more propolis to
Yeah,
fix that.
they did that before. I loosened it last time I was here, and then it's all glued again.